evening, sir.
Okay, in last class, I've already discussed about your bandwidth limited signal. Okay, so what I discussed that if this is the original signal, okay, or if you discuss in a analyze in a reverse direction. So if all the harmonics were, if the number of harmonics are more, then the signal is approximately same as, okay, the approximated signal is same as your original signal. Okay, so if you compare, this is your original signal, and for the original signal the number of harmonics are very large. You can see the number of harmonics are very large. So if you take only one harmonic or two harmonic and three harmonic, four harmonic or eight harmonic, so if you compare, so as you take more number of harmonics, the signals is more approximated by the original signal. So you can check. So when the number of harmonics are eight, okay, the signal is approximately same as your original signal. Okay, so if you take 100 number of harmonics, so you can say the signal is more approximated towards your original signal. So or in ideal case, so if you take infinite number of harmonics, this is exactly same as your original signal. This is same as your original signal. But the problem is whenever you are transmitting this signal through any channel, whenever you are transmitting this signal, original signal through any channel, okay, normally due to the physical characteristics of the channel, okay, some of the harmonics automatically removed, okay, or automatically attenuated, okay, some of the harmonics automatically attenuated, right? So if you take a good quality physical medium or your fiber, okay, so or coaxial cable, okay, the number of harmonics it will pass is more. That's why the signal quality is good. Okay, the signal quality is good. Okay, the signal quality is good. Or you can say, so no transmission facility can transmit signals. Write down all these points. No transmission facility can transmit signals without losing some power in the process. No transmission facility can transmit signals without losing some power in the process. Okay, right? No transmission facility can transmit signals without losing some power in the process. Okay, so if any channel pass the signal without losing any power, that means it transmit all the harmonics. Okay, indirectly you can say, okay, so there is no loss of your power or loss of your information if the channel pass all the harmonics. If the channel pass the harmonics, but this is not possible. Okay, no transmission facility so can transmit signals without losing some power in the process. Okay, so every channel, okay, every channel, so drop some of the harmonics, okay, when any signal pass through a transmission medium. Okay, so you can say no transmission facility can transmit signals without losing some power in the process. Okay, so if the quality of your medium, okay, is good, then the it may lose a very small power. Okay, but the if the transmission medium quality is not good, okay, so it may lose more power. Okay, or in terms of your harmonics, if the quality of the cable or your transmission medium is good, then it may drop less number of harmonics. Okay, if the quality of your medium or your cable is not good, it may drop more number of harmonics. Okay, and whenever any signal pass through any channel or medium, normally the higher harmonics normally drop or attenuated by a large factor as compared to your lower harmonics. Okay, so you can write no transmission facility can transmit signals without losing some power in the process. Okay, without losing some power in the process. That means, okay, if you consider all the except your ideal medium or ideal transmission medium, okay, every transmission medium exists nowadays. Okay, drop some power. Okay, so that is the problem. Or you drop some of the harmonics. Okay, if you drop some of the harmonics, you may lose some information. Okay, you may lose some information. Okay, so this lose of information, in some cases it is tolerable, but in some cases it may not be tolerable. Okay, so what is the lose of your information? If it is not tolerable, okay, so it is creates a problem during your transmission. Okay, it creates some sort of a problem during transmission. Okay, so if second point write down, if all the Fourier components, if the all the Fourier coefficients were equally diminished, okay, the resulting signal would be reduced in amplitude but not distorted. Okay, so if all the Fourier components were equally diminished, the resulting signal would be reduced in amplitude but not distorted. Okay, so you can check the diagram. So each harmonic associated with some amplitude, okay, mean square amplitude. Okay, so during transmission, suppose each of the amplitude reduced by factor of your suppose 0.5, or simply the amplitude becomes half. Okay, if the amplitude becomes half, then the received signal, okay, is also half. That means in this case, in the first diagram, the maximum amplitude is equal to 1. So if it is diminished by factor of your 0.5, okay, so your output signal also diminished by factor 0.5, but the shape, okay, the shape exactly same. Okay, the shape is exactly same. Only there is a reduction of your amplitude, or you can say there is no distortion. Okay, there is no distortion. So you can say there is no distortion if the shape of the signal is exactly same. Okay, the shape of the signal exactly same. Okay, right? So but the problem is whenever you pass the signal through any channel, okay, so the higher harmonics normally attenuated more as compared to your lower harmonics. Okay, so what is the problem? So whenever you pass any signal, okay, through any channel, the higher harmonics, okay, attenuated more as compared to your lower harmonics. Okay, so if the attenuation factor is exactly same, okay, or this is suppose 50%, then the shape remains same. Okay, but if the attenuation factor varies, okay, from harmonics to harmonics, the shape may not be same. Okay, the shape may not be same. For example, suppose the higher harmonics are reduced by factor suppose 70%, but the lower harmonics reduced by a factor of suppose 20%. Okay, as this reduction is different, I guess lower harmonics reduced by a factor 20%, and the higher harmonics reduced by a factor 70%. So in this case, the recovered signal at the output end may not be same. So you can take example. Suppose you can check it. Suppose it pass the 8 harmonics. Okay, it pass only 8 harmonics. That means, okay, the 8 harmonics, the amplitude of your 8 harmonics remains same, but after 8, okay, all the amplitude, okay, reduced to a factor suppose 0, okay, or it is simply removed. Okay, that means the recovered signal is not exactly same as your original signal. The recovered signal is not exactly same as your original signal. Okay, so if all the Fourier coefficients are equally diminished, the resulting signal would be reduced in amplitude but not distorted. Okay, but not distorted. Okay, so unfortunately, unfortunately, all transmission facilities demeans different Fourier components by different amounts. Okay, different Fourier coefficients by components by different amounts. Okay, thus introducing distortion. So whenever you pass any signal, okay, through any channel, okay, so the different Fourier components, okay, are distorted by different factors. Okay, different amounts. Okay, so who is introduce your distortion? Who is introduce distortion? But if all the Fourier components, okay, so distorted by the same factor, okay, or reduced by the or diminished by the same factor, so there will be no distortion. Okay, only there is a reduction in your amplitude, but this exact shape, okay, characteristics exactly remains same. Okay, exactly remains same. Okay, so unfortunately, all transmission facilities demeans different Fourier components by different amounts. Okay, thus introducing error, thus introducing distortion. Okay, So how we'll measure this distortion? This is generally represented by a factor known as your bandwidth. This is generally represented as your bandwidth. Okay, so whenever how it is distorted, okay, or up to what extent the distortion is tolerable, okay, it is measured normally in the form of a bandwidth. We'll discuss. So usually the amplitudes are transmitted. Usually the amplitudes are transmitted on demands from 0 up to some frequency fc, okay, up to some frequency fc, with all frequencies above this cutoff frequencies, okay, with all frequencies above this cutoff frequency attenuated. Okay, usually this the amplitude are transmitted on demands from 0 up to some frequency fc. So you can say, so it is pass, okay, from suppose harmonic number 1 to suppose 7. Okay, so after that it is diminished, so reduced, okay, it is reduced, okay. And so if you consider suppose harmonic number 7, okay, as the cutoff point, okay, so above this harmonic number 7, so let the amplitude diminished by diminished, or it becomes 0, or it is reduced by factor suppose 0.5 or more, or you can say this is the cutoff. Okay, so this frequency range, that is from harmonic number 1 to 7, okay, normally known as your bandwidth, is normally known as your bandwidth, normally known as your bandwidth. Okay, so you can say, so usually the amplitudes are transmitted on demands from 0 up to some frequency fc, okay, measured in cycles per second or hertz, with all frequencies above this cutoff frequency attenuated. Okay, and write down what is the definition of your bandwidth: the range of frequencies, the range of frequencies transmitted, okay, the range of frequencies transmitted without being strongly attenuated, without being strongly attenuated is called the bandwidth. So write down the range, this is very important. The range of frequencies transmitted without being strongly attenuated, without being strongly attenuated is called the bandwidth. Okay, without being strongly attenuated is called the bandwidth. Suppose you are transmitting a signal, okay, which consists of frequency, suppose 0 to 5000, suppose 0 to 5000. Okay, 0 to 5000. It consists of different harmonics and having minimum frequency at 0, and the maximum frequency of the signal is suppose 5000. So if you pass the signal through any channel or medium, suppose after frequency 1000, okay, so that is a the signal strength, okay, or the frequency component, or you can say the harmonics, okay, strongly attenuated, okay, strongly attenuated. Okay, then you can say the bandwidth of the channel is 1000. Okay, that is, as the signal is not attenuated from your frequency, suppose 0 to 1000. So after 1000, it is strongly attenuated. So you can say the bandwidth of the channel is 1000. Okay, suppose it after 2000 hertz, okay, it is attenuated strongly. So you can say the bandwidth of the channel is 2000. Okay, 2000. Okay, right. So the range of frequencies transmitted without being strongly attenuated is called the bandwidth. The range of frequency, write down in your copy, the range of frequencies transmitted without being strongly attenuated is called the bandwidth. The range of frequencies transmitted without being strongly attenuated is called the bandwidth. Okay, so in practice the cutoff is not really sharp. So often the quoted bandwidth is from 0 to the frequency at which half of the power get through, okay, half of the power get through. Okay, so you cannot say that any channel sharply cut off. Okay, so after 2000, okay, it remains or it remove all the frequency component. Okay, so you can say, so at 2000, the half power of the signal is half. Okay, the power of the signal at that frequency component is simply half. So if you consider this half power, okay, at the frequency at which, okay, the signal strength becomes half. Okay, so this is generally also known as your half power frequency, half power frequency. So if you calculate this half power frequency, that means the frequency at which this harmonics, okay, the strength of the harmonics becomes half. This is known as your half power frequency. And if you consider the frequency range from 0 to the frequency of your half power frequency, This is also known as your bandwidth. Okay, this is also known as your bandwidth. Okay, so this is another way to find out the bandwidth in terms of your half power frequency. Okay, in terms of your half power frequency. Okay, so simply remember the range of frequencies transmitted without being strongly attenuated is called the bandwidth. Without being strongly attenuated is called bandwidth. So if, it depends upon you whether you consider this half power frequency, or you have to decide what should be the cutoff frequency, or what should be the strength after which you have to discard all the values. Okay, it depends upon your application. Okay, so another write down, the bandwidth is a physical property. Write down, the bandwidth is a physical property of the transmission medium. The bandwidth is a physical property of the transmission medium, and usually depends on the construction, and usually depends on the construction, thickness, and length of the medium. Okay, the bandwidth is a physical property of the transmission medium and usually depends on the construction, thickness, and length of the medium. So if you consider a good quality transmission medium, okay, so naturally the bandwidth is of this medium is large. Okay, bandwidth of the medium is large. Okay, so if you consider your optical fiber cable, okay, the bandwidth is very large. Okay, the bandwidth is very large. That means, okay, so most of the harmonics normally transmitted, okay, most of the harmonics normally transmitted from the transmitting end to the receiving end without any distortion. If you compare this optical fiber as compared to your normal cable, coaxial cable, or any other cable. Okay, so if the quality of the physical medium, okay, is good in terms of your construction, thickness, and length. Okay, if you consider all these factor, okay, so the good quality transmission medium has a large bandwidth, or you can say it pass, okay, almost all the frequency component without any attenuation. Okay, so the bandwidth is a physical property of the transmission medium. So if the question is, so the bandwidth of a good quality cable or your physical medium is high or low, you can say it is high. Okay, so the bandwidth is a physical property of the transmission medium and usually depends on the construction, thickness, and length of the medium. Okay, so in some cases, a filter is introduced in the circuit to limit the amount of bandwidth available to each customer. Okay, in some cases, a filter is introduced into the circuit to limit the amount of bandwidth available to each customer. Okay, suppose you are assigned to a particular bandwidth, or you can say you can transmit from a particular frequency band, you can transmit within a particular frequency band. Okay, so if your signal or your voice signal or any other signal, okay, exceed that particular frequency band, okay, exceed that particular frequency band, it is normally filter out by a filter. Okay, so if your frequency band exceed a particular value, it is filtered out by a filter. Okay, one filter is a circuit which is introduced in the customer. Okay, so that he can filter out, okay, the frequency band which is above a particular frequency band which is assigned to a customer. Okay, so in some cases a filter is introduced in the circuit to limit the amount of bandwidth available to each customer. Okay, the amount of bandwidth available to each customer. So if you hire a good quality bandwidth, okay, so normally if you consider your data rate, I will discuss, okay, data rate or everything, it will be good. Okay, so you have to pay more. Okay, so if you consider a large bandwidth, okay, so the signal strength, okay, and speed, okay, normally good. Okay, so that's why you have to pay more for it. Okay, so that is the objective. So we'll discuss how it affect the bandwidth affect the signal quality. Okay, so or speed. Okay, whatever you are talking nowadays is speed, how this bandwidth depends upon the speed, we'll discuss mathematically in next slide. Okay, in some cases a filter is introduced into the circuit to limit the amount of bandwidth available to each customer. Okay, so if you consider this figure, okay, those is from 1 to E. Okay, so the signal that results from a channel, okay, that allows only the fast harmonic. Okay, so if you allows only the fast harmonic, so this is the signal quality. Okay, or you can say the signal quality is not good. So if any channel pass only two harmonics, so this is there is a little bit improvement in the signal quality if it pass any channel. Okay, or you can say, so if you compare this first harmonic or channel associated with the first harmonic and eighth harmonic, you can say this last one having a good bandwidth as compared to your first one. Okay, so if the bandwidth is good of the channel is good, okay, you can say the signal quality is good. Okay, right? So figure show the signal that result from a channel that shows only the first harmonic, the fundamental frequency to pass through. Similarly, figure C2 is shows spectra and reconstructed function for higher bandwidth channel. Okay, higher bandwidth channel. So if you consider the last one, it has a higher bandwidth as compared to the second, third, and fourth. Okay, right? So they are the objectives. Similarly, if you summarize, so if the bandwidth of a channel is good, okay, channel is good, naturally the signal quality is good because it passed almost all the frequency component, all the harmonics. Okay, so if you compare also your data rate, okay, so if the bandwidth is more, okay, so the data rate is also good, and you can achieve a good speed internet or communication you can achieve. Okay, so this is the objective of your analysis relation between your bandwidth and limited signal. So bandwidth, as you know, limited signal means if you limit, okay, so whenever you pass any signal associated with your many number of your harmonics, but whenever you pass the signal through any channel, it limits, okay, it limits the number of your harmonics. Okay, it limits the number of your harmonics. Okay, so this is the practical case. Okay, next add on this relationship between data rate and harmonics. Okay, relationship between relationship between data rate and harmonics. Relationship between data rate and harmonics. Okay, relationship between data rate and harmonics. So if you pass more number of harmonics, you can say the bandwidth of the channel is good. Okay, so if you pass less number of harmonics, they can say the bandwidth of the channel is low. Okay, so take one example how our objective to prove limiting the bandwidth limits the data rate. Okay, limiting the bandwidth limits the data rate. So if you limit, okay, or reduce the bandwidth, so how this data rate is also reduced. Okay, how the, or you have to anyhow you have to reduce the data rate. Okay, to achieve a good quality signal. Okay, or to get a good quality signal. So write down all of you in your copy. So write down one example. So how we'll calculate, and in next example, so you have to calculate. So assume you want to send. Okay, assume you want to send 8 bits. Okay, 8 bits at 9600 bits per second. 9600 bits per second over an ordinary telephone line. Okay, assume you want to send 8 bits at 9600 bits per second over an or bits per second over an ordinary phone line. Then you have to calculate, okay, what is the number of bandwidth, or sorry, what is the harmonics, okay, it can pass. Okay, if this is the condition, so if you want to transmit 8 bits, okay, at 9600 or 9600 bits per second over an ordinary telephone line. Okay, and for your ordinary telephone line, so you can write down the bandwidth. Ordinary telephone line, the bandwidth normally for ordinary telephone line, the bandwidth normally 3000 hertz. Okay, for ordinary telephone line normally the bandwidth is 3000 hertz. Okay, that means if you pass any signal, okay, consist of more than 3000, so simply automatically it will be filter out, automatically it will filter out. Or you can say your ordinary telephone line, okay, can pass up to 3000 frequency signal. Okay, so assume that you want to send 8 bits at 9600 bits per second over an ordinary telephone line whose bandwidth is equal to normally 3000 hertz. Okay, so now you have to calculate what is the normal number of harmonics it will pass. Okay, what is the number of harmonics it will pass. So in this case, given b is equal to 9600 bits per second. Okay, so if it is it can pass 9600 bits per second, that means in 1 second it able to pass 9600 bits. Okay, so similarly, the if you calculate, so if it will pass 9600 bits per second, then how many time it will take to pass 8 bits. So this is equal to t is equal to 8 by b. Okay, so then what is the time it will take to send 8 bits? That is equal to 0. Point. So write down in your copy, all of you. So because you may get a problem like this. Okay. So the time to send 8 bits is equal to your time period, as you from this diagram you can check. So the time to send 8 bit is equal to t is equal to 8 by b, that is equal to 8 by 9600, or that is equal to 0.83 millisecond. Okay, 0.83 millisecond. Okay, the time to send 8 bit is 0.83 millisecond. Okay, so if this is a period, so the frequency of the first harmonic, okay, the frequency of the first harmonic, you can say that is equal to 1 by 0.83. Okay, or you can say 1 by 8 by b. So or this is same as your 1 by t, or that is equal to 1 by 8b, or if you put all these value, or simply if you put 1 by 0.83. So what is this value? 0.1 by 0.83. So millisecond, if you calculate, so that is equal to 1200, or 1200. Okay, 1200 hertz. That is your periods per second. Okay, so this is the value of your frequency of your first harmonic. Frequency of your first harmonic f is equal to 1200 hertz. Okay, so that's way, in this way you can calculate the value of your t as well as your f. Okay, so ordinary phone line has an artificial cutoff bandwidth is equal to 3000 hertz. Okay, so this is the cutoff bandwidth. That means if you will pass any signal above your 3000 hertz, simply it will cut off. Okay, so bandwidth is equal to 3000 hertz. Bandwidth is equal to 3000 hertz. So and your first harmonic value is equal to 12,000. Okay, thus the highest harmonic pass through. Okay, the highest harmonic it will pass is equal to, you can check, bandwidth divided by b by 8. Okay, b by 8, or this is equal to same as your f. Okay, bandwidth divided by b by 8, or you can say bandwidth divided by this f. Okay, or you can say this is equal to 3000 divided by your 1200. Okay, 1200, and this is equal to 2.5. Okay, if you approximated by your decimal value, so the highest harmonic it can pass. Okay, the approximation of your 2.5 is equal to 2. So highest harmonic, so is it will pass is equal to 2. Okay, so if this is the condition, if it will pass 8 bits, okay, at the at a speed of your 9600 bits per second, and through your bandwidth of the telephone line is equal to 3000. Okay, then what is the highest harmonic it can pass? That is equal to 2. Okay, so the number of harmonics it can pass is equal to 2. The number of harmonics it can pass is equal to 2. So what is the problem? If the number of harmonic is less, okay, the number of harmonic is less, okay, the reconstructed signal, okay, the reconstruct, or the received signal at the receiving end is not exactly same as your original signal. There is a lot of distortion between your original signal and your recovered signal, or there is a, so if you consider this, if you pass only the two harmonics, okay, so this is the signal, so this may not be same as your original signal. Okay, so you can say the signal received would be tricky to reconstruct, because the number of harmonics is very less, that is equal to 2. So if the number of harmonics is more, so you can easily reconstruct. Okay, you can easily reconstruct it. हाँ सर, हाँ सर। Okay, so this is the way how to, whether you're listening or not, this is the way how to find out the highest harmonic it will present. So if you compare, so you can check. If you limit the bandwidth, okay, so if you limit the bandwidth, so you have to limit the data rate. Okay, you have to limit the data rate. Okay, so if you will not, suppose you limit or the bandwidth is low, so if you this is you can say the number of harmonics is the ratio between your bandwidth by B. Okay, so if you limit the bandwidth, but your data rate is more, so you can pass only few harmonics. Okay, that means the signal quality is not good. So you have to compromise. Okay, so if you want to preserve your original signal, okay, so the number of harmonics should be more. The number of harmonics should be more. The number of harmonics should be more. Okay, and you have to reduce this data rate accordingly. Okay, data rate accordingly. So you can say the limiting the bandwidth limit the data rate. Okay, limiting the bandwidth limits the data rate. Okay, limiting the bandwidth limits the data rate. Okay, so similarly, so take another example. So you try, write down, assume you want to send 8 bits at 300 bits per second over an ordinary phone line. So find out the highest harmonic it can pass. Okay, assume that you want to send 8 bits at 300 bits per second over an ordinary phone line. So find out the highest harmonic. So if you compare with the first example, so in this case the data rate is high, that is equal to 9600, but the bandwidth remains same. Okay, bandwidth remains same. In this case the data rate is low, 300. Okay, but in first example, the data rate is equal to 3, the in first case, the data rate is equal to 9600. So if you calculate what is the highest harmonic, okay, so assume you want to send 8 bit at 300 bits per second over an ordinary phone line. So B is equal to 300. So similarly, if you calculate on the same way, okay, so similarly, if you calculate on the same way, the highest harmonic you can pass, that is equal to 80. Okay, the highest harmonic you can pass is 80. So you can check this calculation in the exactly same way. First calculate what is the time period t, that is equal to 26.6 second millisecond. Then you have to calculate the frequency, that is equal to 37.5 hertz. Okay, and the bandwidth is exactly same, that is 3000. Okay, and what is the highest harmonic, that is equal to 80. So if the number of harmonic is more, okay, so you can say the signal quality received, you received is more good. Okay, it's good. Okay, right? So the signal received would be easy to reconstruct. So you can say the signal received, okay, the signal received would be easy to reconstruct. The signal received would be easy to reconstruct, right? So if you compare with this statement, okay, limiting the bandwidth limits the data rate. Okay, so if you go on decreasing the bandwidth, so accordingly, you have to reduce the data rate. Otherwise, the number of harmonics will be reduced to a large extent, so that it will be difficult to reconstruct your original signal. Okay, that is the objective. Okay, limiting the bandwidth limits the data rate. So write down this point, limiting the bandwidth limits the data rate. Okay, under what condition you can increase the data rate? If the bandwidth of a channel is more. Okay, bandwidth of a channel is more. Okay, so if you are using a fiber optic cable, okay, so in that case the bandwidth is very large. Okay, bandwidth is very large. Okay, so you can use higher data rate. Okay, you can use higher data rate. Okay, so if you will use a cable, okay, so if your data rate is very high, so in this case you can pass few harmonics. Okay, that means your signal, reconstructed signal at the receiving end is very, signal quality is very low. Okay, so that is the problem. Okay, right? So limiting the bandwidth limits the data rate. Limiting the bandwidth limits the data rate. Okay, right? So already we have discussed this. Assume another example. Assume we want to send 8 bits at 300 bits per second over an ordinary phone line. So similarly, if you can check, okay, so 300 bits per second over an ordinary line. Okay, so and the sorry, there is a mistake. So suppose this is equal to 384. So the 38400 bits per second over an ordinary line. Okay, and the bandwidth. So in this case, the data rate is very high, that is 38,400, but the bandwidth is exactly same, that is 3000. So if you compare, okay, so the highest harmonic, okay, so if you compare the highest harmonic you can pass is equal to 0. Okay, you can check, you can calculate the highest harmonic you can pass. Okay, is 0.0. Okay, so you can say if the bandwidth is 3000. Okay, so suppose in the case of your ordinary telephone line, so if you send a data rate at your 38,400 bits per second, finally you will not receive any signal at the receiving end. Okay, finally you will not able to receive any signal, will not able to receive any signal at the receiving end. Okay, right? So or you can say the signal received not possible to reconstruct, the signal received not possible to reconstruct. Okay, so finally you can conclude if the bandwidth is limited. Okay, so you have to limit the data rate. Okay, you have to limit the data rate, otherwise at the receiving end, okay, you will get very low quality signal, or you will receive highly distorted signal, so that is the objective of this part, the relationship between your data rate and harmonics. Okay, so relationship between your data rate and harmonics, for send a constant 8 bit, for a constant uh, for send a constant 8 bit over telephone line, that is 3 kilohertz channel. So this is the calculation. So please write down this table. Okay, so you can calculate in your rough copy like your last example. So you have to calculate all this value, and this is the final table. So you can compare. So as you go on increasing, so the bandwidth of the channel is fixed, that is equal to 3 kilohertz. Okay, so as you go on increasing the bits per second or data rate, so you can observe, so you are reducing the number of harmonics it will send. So if you reducing the number of harmonics it will send, so you can say, so you are degrading the signal quality, you are degrading the signal quality. So all of you please write this table in your copy. Okay, all of you write down this table in your copy. Write down, so all of you write down this table in your copy. Relationship between your data rate and harmonics for send a constant 8 bit over 3 kilohertz channel, that is your telephone line, for different data rate. Okay, bits per second. So if you calculate, so what is the 1 by 300 or 1 by 600 like this, so we can get what is the value of your t. Then if you find out the ratio 1 by t, so you can get the fast harmonic. So number of harmonic sent, that is equal to bandwidth divided by this fast harmonic value, we can get what is the number of harmonic sent. Okay, so all of you please uh, draw this table and write down this table in your copy quick. All of you write down this table in your copy. So for 300, this equal to this is the value of your T fast harmonic, and number of harmonic sent is 80. For 600 bits per second, the number of harmonic sent is equal to 40. For 1200, that is equal to 20. For 2400, this is equal to 10. For 4800, this is equal to 5. For 9600, it equal to 19200 is equal to 1. Okay, like this. Okay, and if the bits per second is equal to 38,400, the number of harmonics you can send is equal to 0. Okay, or you can say finally you will not receive any signal. So if the bandwidth of the channel is limited, okay, and if you send any high data rate, okay, or if you use any high data rate signal, so finally you will receive, there is no signal received at the receiving end. Okay, so this is the table. Okay, so next write down the maximum data rate of a channel. Maximum data rate of a channel. Maximum maximum data rate. Maximum data rate of a channel. Maximum data rate of a channel. So if a channel is there, okay, and the channel is specified by its suppose bandwidth. Okay, it's specified by your bandwidth. Okay, so every channel has a particular specified bandwidth. Bandwidth means up to what frequency it will pass the signal easily. So after this frequency, it attenuate the signal, highly attenuated the signal. Okay, so if, so write down if, so this the expression. So it is this expression generally given by your Nyquist. Okay, Henry Nyquist in 1924, and this expression basically for a lossless channel. Okay, so it noise free channel. Okay, so this expression basically for a noise free channel, if there is no noise, okay, and the it consists of a different discrete level. Suppose for binary signal, the discrete level is equal to V is equal to 2. Okay, for if you want to 8 bit, okay, so the value of your V is equal to 8, like this. Okay, so in early 1924, an AT&T engineer Henry Nyquist realized that even a perfect channel has a finite transmission capacity. Okay, has a finite transmission capacity. So he derived this expression based on your noise-free channel. Okay, it is a noise-free channel. Okay, so there is no noise associated with it. Okay, he derived an equation expressing the maximum data rate for a finite bandwidth noiseless channel. Okay, for a finite bandwidth noiseless channel. Okay, for a finite bandwidth noiseless channel. Okay, Nyquist proved that if an arbitrary signal, okay, if an arbitrary signal has been run, okay, has been run through a low pass filter of bandwidth h. Similarly, you can say if the channel bandwidth is h, channel bandwidth is h, okay, the filter signal can be completely reconstructed by making only 2h, okay, 2h samples per second, 2h samples per second, okay, 2h samples per second, okay, 2h samples per second. So if it is a binary type, okay, so you can say, so the maximum data rate is equal to 2s samples per second. Okay, so sampling the line faster than 2s time per second is pointless because the higher frequency component that such sampling could recover. So don't, simply remember, if the signal consists of v discrete level, simply write down this expression in your copy. If the signal consists of v discrete level, for example, if it is a binary signal, v is equal to 2. Suppose it is a 8-bit signal, so the v value is equal to, so if it consists of different label, okay, so if v is equal to 2 for binary, so if you are taking the case of your hexadecimal, so in this case the number of label is equal to 16, like this. Okay, so if the signal consists of v discrete labels, okay, v discrete labels, and basically the discrete label are in the form of your 2 to the power n, either is equal to 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, like this. Okay, so if the signal consists of v discrete labels, Nyquist theorem states that maximum data rate is equal to 2h, where h is the bandwidth, okay, bandwidth of the channel, okay, bandwidth log v with base 2, log v with base 2, log v with base 2. So if you will transmit any binary signal through the channel, so what is the maximum data rate? That is equal to twice of the bandwidth, that is equal to of h. So if you suppose transmit any 8 bit, okay, so suppose you are 8-bit signal, okay, so what is the value of your log 2b or log 28, that is equal to 3. That means the maximum data rate is equal to 6h. So if you are suppose transmitting 16-bit, okay, signal, so what is the value? That equal log to 16 is equal to 4, or maximum data rate is equal to 8h, like this. Okay, so this is a very important expression for a noiseless channel. For a noiseless channel, maximum data rate is equal to 2h log 2, okay, v, okay, bits per second, bits per second, or bps, okay, bits per second. So for example, take one example. Suppose this is one problem. So so for example, a noiseless 3 kilohertz channel, that means the bandwidth is equal to 3, cannot transmit binary. Okay, that is a two-level signal at a rate exceeding 6,000 bits per second. Because if you calculate, this is a binary type, so log 2 2, that is equal to 1, so that is equal to 2h. And what is the bandwidth? That is equal to 3 kilohertz. So what is the maximum data rate? That is equal to 6 kilohertz. That means, for example, a noiseless 3 kilohertz channel cannot transmit binary or two level, that is your two level signal at a rate exceeding 6000 bits per second, 6000 bits per second. So this is one of the important expression for a noiseless channel. Maximum data rate is equal to 2h log 2 v. Okay. So similarly, if you take another example, so what is the maximum data rate in a noiseless 6 channel transmitting 16-bit signal? So you can say 2 into h, that is equal to 2 into 6000 into log 2 v. V is equal to 16. So this log 2 v or 16 is equal to 4, or the maximum data rate is equal to 48,000 bits per second. Okay, that means if it is a noiseless channel, okay, so the maximum data rate is equal to 48,000 bits per second. Okay, so in next class we will consider what should be the maximum data rate for a noisy channel. Okay, so if it is associated with some sort of noise, okay, so I will calculate the maximum data rate. Okay, so now based on your today's class, okay, so please all of you appear one quiz test. Okay, so in your off copy, simply find out the value and you have to simply write down the answer here. Okay, simply you have to find out what is the answer here. Okay, based on today's class, so simply write down, so appear this quiz test. So please all of you check your chat box and appear the quiz test. So these two questions are based on your today's class only. Okay, so you appear, simply answer this question and leave the class. So whether the link is working or not, please check. So once you complete this, you may leave and join your next class.
Thank you.